going live!
Yay, we're live!
Hello.
Welcome
It doesn't matter.
MangaPod.
Guys, it doesn't matter.
Sound checks are for noobs.
Nobody does sound checks around
Nobody
here.
does sound checks anymore.
You know who doesn't do sound checks? The most professional podcast in the world, MangaPod. Welcome to MangaPod Book Club. We are a weekly book club
What?
in which we read all or part of a manga and then we get together and discuss it with friendship, love, sometimes anger, and lots of spoilers. Yeah! If you've never joined us before, my name is Erin / HappiLeeErin, and with me are 2/3 of my lovely co-hosts. I was really excited because I thought we were going to have everybody here finally after like
It's been nearly a month. It's been nearly a month.
It's been nearly a month. But
It's been nearly a month.
our lovely Vodkarama's Skype kept crashing. And if I can just go ahead and read the one DM that was pretty amazing about it. No offense, Yoku, we really love you. Islam tried down gardening by torrenting the older version. And it's still crashing. I don't think I have the willpower to keep on trying to fix it. We love you, Yoku. We're so sorry you went through such pain.
No, my favorite part was Daza making a joke about Yoku being drunk, and then she read that. We were like, that beginning makes no sense at all.
So Islam is, what was it? Islam something?
Gardening.
Islam tried down
Islam-
gardening. I think that's one of my favorite manga.
Islam tried down gardening.
Islam tried down gardening. You know?
You know?
But yes, would my lovely co-hosts introduce themselves, please?
Hi, I'm Dodger of Press Start to Continue, Dexterity Bonus, and Polaris, and I'm really excited because I ordered pizza tonight, and the guy came with a Sprite, but it was not the right size of Sprite. I definitely ordered the, tiny one. I was like, Sprite sounds good, and then he was like, here you go. I was like, thank you. I'm, double-checking the receipt, thank you. I think it's because they called me to make absolutely sure that I didn't want cheese. I was like, I don't want any cheese on this pizza. And they were like, but this pizza normally comes with 3 kinds of cheese. And I was like, I don't want any of that. Just take all of that off.
Jeez.
But my insides, Daza. My insides.
Freaking cheese. I went on a Twitter rant about that the other day. I was like, why can't cheese just love us? We love it. Why can't it just love us?
I know.
That's
I feel sorry for you guys. You're missing out on cheese.
I mean, we can eat it.
We eat it. We just
Regret
fart
it.
a lot.
Fart and sometimes stomach cramps when
Yeah,
you
that
eat
too.
it. Oh god, you just want to cry. Sometimes you do.
Anyway, that's me. Wow.
Welcome to MangaPod. Dodger. Daza. Daza.
Oh, hi.
Daza.
I'm
Daza.
Dazzler. What's up? You can see my name down below. It says Dr. Dazzler. That's who I am. Hi.
Perfect. Great. Yes.
Yep.
Good. Yes. Good. If this is your first time joining us for MangaPod if you've never joined us for a MangaPod,
Just push through. It made perfect sense.
yeah. What we like to do is give you a short spoiler-free description of the manga that we read, as well as our spoiler-free recommendations, whether we think that you should go and read it or not, take the time to read it, and if we think it sucks, then you don't even have to worry about it, unless you still want to go and read because you don't trust our opinions, but, whatever, it's your choice. And then after that, you can...
We are most professional critics out there. How do they not trust our opinions?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We've been published.
On iTunes.
Oh, yes.
That counts. Right? We have 14 5-star ratings on there, thank you.
Oh, hell yeah. Look,
Boom,
if you guys can bring it up to 25-star ratings by the end of the day, I will give you a virtual high five.
Guys, and it was just updated today, so all previous 33 episodes of MangaPod are on there. They should be. They might still be updated, but they're gonna be on there soon. I'm just if you download the most recent Berserk and find out that it's Bloody Monday, that was an accident on my part and it's being fixed. That is being rectified. But just so you know, the manga that we're reading this week is Monster, volumes 1 through 4, chapters 1 through 32. It's pretty fantastic. So Dr. Dazzle, will you give us your the spoiler-free summary before we dive into whether we're recommended or not? You know?
Yeah. Dr. Kenzo Tenma is a renowned young brain surgeon of Japanese descent working in Europe, Germany specifically. Highly lauded by his peers as one of the great young minds that will revolutionize the field, he is blessed with a beautiful fiancée and is on the cusp of high promotion in the hospital he works at. However, all of that is about to change with one critical decision that Dr. Tenma faces one night, whether to save the life of a young child or that of the town's mayor. Despite being pressured by spoilers. That's it. Not going any further.
I do believe that was the best spoiler-free description we've had. Spoilers. Done. Awesome. Okay, let's give our spoiler-free recommendations. Does anybody want to go first?
I can go first.
Yeah.
Since I've read it before. I can tell you that I read this in college, and I loved it. And coming back to it again, reading it again, it was just as intriguing even years later. And I think that it's a really interesting story, and it winds up being more than it seems it'll be at the beginning. So I absolutely recommend it. I really love this manga, and I'm glad that I have an excuse to read it again. Yeah.
Yay! I 100% recommend this manga. I've had it recommended as well as the anime. I've had it recommended to me countless and countless of times, and I started watching the anime, like the first 5 episodes of it, and I didn't get any further than that, but now I really want to go and watch the anime because it makes me really excited about it. It's a very compelling story, and I think it's written very well, and each step of the story just keeps getting better. Like, it keeps getting more and more interesting. So I recommend it 100%. The main character is also really great. I think the characters overall are really well done. So I recommend it.
I really like it.
Great.
Des also recommends it. Yeah, we did it.
3 out of 3. Yokurama is in the chat, so we are going to see Yokurama. Do you recommend it? One word answer. It's fine. You don't have to.
He preferred the anime over the manga, apparently.
Though the manga is very accurately adapted. Wait, I thought the anime adapted from the manga, or did the manga adapt from the anime?
Anime.
It was adapted from the manga.
Yeah, the anime came second.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's how it normally happens.
I've never seen the anime, so I don't know.
It's all on Netflix, or at least it used to be.
Oh yay! I can watch it.
Your internet broke up so bad right there, so it was like, yay! I can watch it. It was really funny. I'm not making fun of you, but I kind of am. So that is as spoiler-free as this MangaPod is gonna get. If you do not want to be spoiled about Monster, volumes 1 through 4, chapters 1 through, or something, whatever, something 32, I had it, then you should take your leave now. We love you and we'll miss you, but you can always come back and watch the VOD of this on my channel, youtube.com/HappiLeeErin. All the previous MangaPods are there for you to check out as well if you want to watch those. What was I gonna say? There's some. Speaking of not wanting to be spoiled, we have not read. I'm assuming Dodger has read past chapter 32, but not all of us have done that, and people in the chat may not have done that. So please, please, please do not post any sort of spoiler past chapter 32. Do not post any spoiler from the anime unless it's what we read. Don't even act like it's a spoiler because we may not know the difference and we will time you out, and then if you do it again, then we will have to ban you, and we don't want to do that because we love you guys so much,
Yeah.
So just be aware that we like to call people who spoil rotten bacon butts.
I love that.
Yeah. You do not want to be a rotten bacon butt. It is
no.
the lowest form. It's the lowest version of person here.
Exactly. That's how we feel. So please don't do that. But we also say welcome and thank you guys so much for watching, the new viewers in the chat as well as our old recurring members. We love you guys so much and we really appreciate you tuning in to watch us week to week. Once again, that is as spoiler-free as it's going to get, so let's dive in to our spoileries discussion. I feel so bad that you guys are so blurry, and I'm, like, fine.
I went to the Twitch channel, and I was like, oh, we look so pretty.
Me and Vodkarama are fine. But you guys...
I'm used to being the most pixelated person here, so it's okay.
I should just go, like, take this into Photoshop and just put, like, a pixel blur all over Yoku and I.
Yes.
Gaussian blur! Gaussian blur!
The blur pod.
Yes.
The blur pod.
Oh, amazing.
So to start off the conversation, what we tend to like to ask, or what I tend to like to ask is, what were your expectations going into reading it or going into rereading it? I can start. Like I said, I was recommended this manga and this anime numerous times, and I heard that it was a really great thriller, and that it was a really great mystery, and every single step of the way just is more and more fascinating, and that it hit every single one of my expectations. There was certain aspects like the young boy, Dieter. I wasn't expecting him to be, like, he just wasn't something I was expecting to see, and I wasn't expecting there to be, gonna go into super spoiler mode, so if you didn't want to be here, I wasn't expecting the whole split personality thing, but I am super super interested in learning more about that, and just learning more about Johan as a character, because I feel like we did 32 chapters, and I feel like I don't know nearly as much about him as I want to yet, but for the most part, we can dive into that later, but for the most part, it hit my expectations, and I'm really excited that it did, because I had high expectations for it.
Mm-hmm. Daza?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll try and be as less robotic as possible. I don't really know what I expected from it. I've heard it's a really good thriller, as Erin said. So going into it, I was expecting, well, a thriller. And I got that thriller a lot. It was very, very engaging, to the fact where I wanted to keep reading more and more, and my eyes wouldn't stay open at nighttime. I'm just like, I have to sleep. And I just really liked it. It was very different. It didn't feel like a normal manga. I think it's because it was set in a different country.
Mm-hmm.
And there were like different customs and stuff. And the thriller was there, the engagement was there, and yeah, I really liked it. And it exceeded my expectations in some parts, but in some other parts it kind of didn't. Like, it goes very, very slowly in some parts. So, yeah.
For me, because I've read it before, I can tell you when I first read it, I heard about it from a friend, and she was very vague. She just said, "Oh, it's this really good manga about a surgeon." That's all I knew. Everything that I knew going into it. And so I started reading it, and I was like, okay. And she was like, "I promise, it gets really good." I was like, all right. Right now it feels like ER, the manga. I don't know. So I'm just like reading it. And yeah, the second that when they had the whole situation, like right at the beginning, where it was, you can either save the mayor or you can save Johan. And he was like, oh no! Daza? What happened?
No! Well, we have to have somebody.
If it wasn't gonna be Yoku, it was gonna be Daza, I guess. But yeah, so like, when it was between either the mayor or Johan, he was like, I have to do the right thing this time. Like, I can't let them bully me into not, sticking up for what I know is right.
There we go.
Daza, come back.
For a second, you were just huge on the screen.
I don't know what happened.
It's okay.
Dodger was talking, and then I couldn't hear her, and then I'm just like, am I the only one that can't hear Dodger? And then Erin said something like, I can't hear Erin.
We're off to a great start, you guys.
Yeah, it's doing really well. But But yeah, you think that it's just gonna wind up being like, oh, it's the story of the doctor who learned to be a better doctor, right? Like who learned to turn his back on the politics of healthcare and like really serve the people. And then they bring in that whole element of this kid like being a murderer, like being just an evil child. And you're like, what?
It says we're live. Let's go check
Oh,
the
thank
Twitch.
God for that.
Yeah, thank goodness. Hi guys. Welcome back to
Hello.
MangaPod. Usually we don't just end abruptly. I mean,
Usually.
we've been known.
It has happened
We've
before.
been known to do that. But that was completely intentional. I don't know what happened. Like, Twitch has apparently been buggy lately. But you guys look much less pixelated now, if I could just say.
Oh, well, that's good.
But, yeah, it crashed. And then Skype wouldn't let us do a group call. And then Skype crashed. We were just like,
Yeah, and then like my camera was grayed out, so it wouldn't let me turn my camera back on, and I was just like, what is happening?
we're like, how is it unavailable? We don't understand. So that's great. We're gonna try this again, and then if it doesn't work, we're gonna maybe try moving over to Google Hangouts. We'll see. So yeah, okay. Daughter, I think you were talking. Or did you finish talking?
I finished.
Okay.
I finished. I'm done. That was
Okay.
my original first impressions and my new first impressions.
Perfect.
So
Continuing the conversation, I was super intrigued. I've been intrigued from the beginning still up to now about the whole theme at the beginning of the doctor making this choice to be a good person and choosing to save somebody because he had just met the one lady whose husband was killed because he wasn't operated on first.
yeah, the Turkish woman.
Yeah, and so he made this moral choice because it was the right thing to do, and having that be completely turned on him, even though he's a good person, having that turned on him to the fact that, hey, you just saved a psychopathic murderer. It's like, it's just, that whole concept is very interesting and very intriguing to me because of just how it's changing the doctor and how it just makes the story so much more interesting than if he had saved the kid, and the story had just moved along and he just kept moving up in the world of being a doctor. But also, like, the doctor could have done something, like, about revenge. Like, there could have been revenge involved, whereas, like, I guess there kind of is with Johan now, but I just feel like it could have gone a completely different direction if that element hadn't been in there. I think that element is something that sets the story apart.
Yeah, but also like the whole idea of be trusting, and though you may be deceived, trust anyway. Like how he's finally like gotten over it, right? He's like, oh man, okay, like these kids ran away and all of this awful stuff happened, but now I'm back. You know, I'm in a place of power where I can actually do some good. Yeah. And then he finds out that kid killed all those people so he could get that job, and it's like this negates everything. Like it just like him knowing that he got to that position, no matter how much good he's done, knowing that he got that because he happened to say to this kid, I wish they would all die. It's like, can't even imagine.
Right? You're frozen, by the way.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, it looks so pretty, too.
It looks so pretty. I do want to say I really like what you said. I will come right back to it. I just wanted to say people in chat were really confused. We had our stream crash, and so now we are back, and we are in the super spoilery section of Monster Volumes 1 through 4, chapters 1 through 32. I didn't even think about specifying that. But just so you know.
Yeah.
FYI. But yeah. Anyway.
I can't hear them again.
No, what?
Fantastic.
No, Daza.
There we go.
Oh, God.
I couldn't hear you.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, there we go.
This is going so well.
Okay.
So amazingly well.
Oh, God.
Daza, tell us your feelings on Johan as a character.
Daza?
Who, me?
Oh, God, can you not hear me?
Oh, I just heard Johan, feelings, character. He just didn't start talking. And I'm just like, is that directed to me?
Oh.
Actually, maybe we shouldn't go there yet. Maybe we should talk about Tenma.
Well, I didn't do my spoiler thing feelings. So I think no, I didn't.
Oh.
If you remember.
You didn't do your spoiler.
Yeah, we
Spoiler
went.
feelings.
We went Aaron, then you, then me.
Oh, the spoiler free. Okay, I think
Spoiler
you
free.
do your spoiler free feelings, which was I recommend it, but you didn't. Did you? Anyway, just talk. Just talk. It's fine.
I was gonna say it feels like the Doctor is running after the master of the manga, and they're just continuing to fight in different time periods, and that's all. That's all I wanted to say.
The master of the manga.
Yeah, Johan's the master of the manga. He's the head. He's the evil guy.
Oh, okay. I was like, what is? I thought for some reason I
You know
thought you
what?
were saying the mangaka, and I thought it was like this weird thing that the mangaka inserted themselves into the world and they are Johan. And I was like, wow.
No one would understand that reference. It makes me so sad that no one else will understand that reference.
Sorry.
Nope.
It's
Sorry.
okay.
It's okay. We're sorry. We love you though. Would Yoku have understood that message or that reference?
I don't think Yoku wouldn't.
Okay. We're like, sorry.
I
alone.
love you, but no.
That's a joke for the 1% of you that got it.
Those Australia jokes. They're so funny. Yeah, let's talk about Tenma. I really enjoy the fact that I'm interested to see if this trying to find Johan becomes like a super obsession with him. If like he starts to fall into that idea of like even if he catches him, will it be enough kind of a thing.
Right.
Because you see that in like just the idea of like justice and wanting to end something that you've started forever ago, but it becomes, instead of just something that you set out to do, it becomes this obsession that it just warps in your mind that once you're done with it, you don't know where to go.
Yeah.
And so I'm really interested to see if that's what he becomes, though at the same time, I don't really want him to become that because I really enjoy how he's consistently, no matter what he's done, had that same sense of justice of doing what's good and what's, like, the idea of what the difference between right and wrong. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know, you guys.
I think that it's really well done, how the story is in a completely different country and still has, like, a Japanese character as the main character. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's very interesting. And I like how well done all of the features are. The features feel very European, I guess is what I'm saying.
I think they all have really big noses.
They do. It's
like,
awesome.
I love
I'm just like, is that what German people really? They don't have big noses. They're like huge. They're right here somewhere. They all seem evil faced as well.
They just look angry. Everybody looks kind of mad.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
Well, they're all involved in a lot of shit.
I loved the fact that the one guy, when he introduced Tenma to, I think it was like the police officers or somebody, and he was covering for Tenma, and he was like, oh, this is my colleague, Dr. Chan. Dr. Chan. I was like, it's quite the, you really went out on a limb for that one, didn't you?
That's great. But like,
I think, I thought my favorite part of it was like the historical context between it all as well. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't really see a lot of, well, you don't see any manga that's set before the fall of the Berlin Wall and then after, and then discussing the political nature of all that. So I thought that was really, I thought that was really cool.
I thought it was really well done too. Like, it didn't feel like, it felt very intelligent with it. It made me go and refresh my knowledge on the Berlin Wall. Like, I went to Wikipedia and I read more because I remember learning about that in high school and always found it very interesting.
Dude, if ever, like, to all of you too, if ever you get to go to Berlin, I'm sure some of you live there, but if ever you get to go to Berlin, take a tour because Berlin is fucking fascinating. Like, that was the best money I ever spent, was on a tour of Berlin. It was incredible.
Oh, so, that's cool.
Yeah. It's worth it.
on
It's
my
worth it
to-do
to find
list.
out all the deets about Berlin.
Oh, that's so awesome. It's so, yeah, just the idea of like the immigration with the Turkish communities and the idea of, it's not called racism, right? It's not racism. What's the,
Prejudice?
is it prejudice? There's an
That word?
ism, between ethnicity, or not. God, I am fucking up so many
Discrimination?
things. Xenophobia. That's the word. Xenophobia.
Oh, yes.
Yes, it's interesting.
yeah.
I like that they're tackling xenophobia in this manga as well. I think it's very, especially
Yeah.
given the time period and the different, and like Tenma being different race as well. Like it's always, so I guess that would be racism, whatever.
That's
Isms.
super interesting with Tenma being involved when like there are already so many like racial issues going on.
Yeah.
And like, oh man, the first time that he ran into like neo-Nazis, I was like, no! I got so worried for him.
Yeah. I thought all the interactions with different like townspeople, people from different cities, different cops, all of that was very, very well done, and didn't feel repetitive either.
Mm-hmm.
It could have easily felt very repetitive given the context that he runs into so many different towns because he's on the run from the cops.
I love that there's always, like, anytime there's a main character who's on, like, a mission of revenge or just, like, needs answers and they've had this really wonderful life and then it just gets destroyed, they always have one arc, like a really tiny one, where they wind up in a community where everybody's like, you should just stay here. We'll give you a nice, wonderful, quiet life. It always happens.
Oh,
every
single time.
Every single time. And they're like, I could stay here. I could do some good in a small community. And then they're like, but no, I have things to do.
I have to kill him.
I have to kill a certain man.
What I also loved about that is that Dieter, I was expecting that to be where Dieter was left behind.
Yeah. And he was like,
And he was
no.
like,
Yeah.
nope.
I also like that Tenma was like, oh, you're following me? All right.
He just gave up. Let him come. I thought Dieter was going to get killed by his foster father. I thought for sure that was going to be a thing. And then I was going to be like, listen, it's the same thing that I always say. I don't ever wish death on a character, but I like it when it happens to a character I'm not expecting it to happen to.
Right.
So I thought
But then, but you just said you expected it to happen. So
well,
that's why I didn't give it to you.
I wouldn't usually. Fine. Like I wouldn't usually assume in those kind of circumstances that it would happen.
Right.
I don't know if
Your
I was
butchie has ruined you.
Yeah, oh yeah, he has.
Your butchie has ruined you.
He has destroyed me way too many times to count. I'm not, and yet I keep going back to him. Every series he puts out, I'm like, I don't want Psychopath season 2, but I really, really do. But yeah, so I'm always. Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, go on.
Oh, I was
gonna change topics.
I think the better way of saying it is like, yeah, it wasn't it's not a situation I would assume it to happen, but I was kind of hoping it to happen because it would have been interesting to see what the Doctor's storyline would have been if that had been something that had occurred. If Dieter had met his end right there. Because it's the idea about he told Dieter that tomorrow is going to be a good day because the world is not filled with blackness. And then can you imagine if the stepdad just killed him?
I think like at that point there had been enough. We had seen enough people just like die, like people where you hoped for them, like the guy who worked at the newspaper who was like, I'm going to quit smoking and I'm going to get back together with my wife, and he just died.
Yeah.
Like there were enough instances where you were like, man, I hope it all works out for you, and then they just get shot. That was honestly really nice.
Yeah.
That he was like this young ray of hope, like tomorrow can be a good day. I was like, Dieter.
Yeah. I do love Dieter.
Yeah, he's kind of precious.
He's adorable.
Speaking of kids, I also loved the side story about Tenma learning to shoot.
Yes.
And the little girl
Yeah.
and the man. I was like, so at the end when he cries, it's so precious.
Yeah, it's just like the tears just start coming out.
Like, he doesn't even need a scalpel to change people's lives.
That's
You know,
That's
guys?
deep. That's deep.
You know?
The face sells it.
See, that should be the HBO tagline. The HBO tagline for the series. He doesn't need a scalpel to change lives.
There's an HBO series coming out about this. That they're recreating it. They're adapting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, did you not know that?
Yeah, it's by the same producers as Doctor Who, and it's being done by Del Toro.
I did not know any of this.
Yep, that's the thing. It's happening. I'm so excited. When is it coming out? Does anybody know? Is it
Soon.
next year, right? The year after?
I don't know. I'm not too sure.
HBO.
I just looked it up and it didn't say anything. So.
Oh my god, are you ready? Guillermo del Toro is hatching a monster of a series.
Oh my god. that was Gaza last week with the freaking puns.
Punisher.
Punishes.
Apparently, it will follow the manga very closely, though.
Awesome.
So it won't
that's
be
cool.
unpredictable. That's right.
No.
I sold that one.
Oh no.
Do you
It
think
doesn't
we'll
say
see? Do you think we'll
No.
see that little girl and that guy again? Do you think they'll reoccur?
Can't say.
No,
Oh.
I think
Huh?
What?
I think they're throwaway characters. Like they show up once and then.
Thought you were
you're not
gonna
really seeing
die
them
on
again.
us.
Yeah, I thought you were gone. It was scary. It was really scary. I think that they're gonna come back because I feel like there's been quite a few throwaway, not throwaway characters, but characters that he's run into and he got semi close with and then he left. And so I'm really I would love them to come back because I want to learn more about them. And like the cop, one of the two cops who first grabbed him and Nina when he found Nina after the paper guy was killed, the heroin addict.
Heroin cop, yeah.
I wasn't expecting him to come back. And so it's completely plausible that the manga will have these characters that we feel like are throwaway characters come back and be important later on.
Dude, just in the 4 volumes that we read, Tenma has turned into such a badass.
Yeah, right?
Just like ramped it up to 11. He was like, look, you can point a gun at me all you want, but I'm gonna save lives. I'm like, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, Tenma.
I like that they gave him, they showed how he learned how to use a gun. I'm glad they just didn't be like,
Yeah.
hey, it was 5 months later and I just, happen to know how to use this thing.
I liked that too.
Which is good because like over in Germany they have really strict gun laws, so they would have to learn how to use it somehow. He can't just go out.
Did
to
they
Walmart
back
and pick
then?
one up.
I guess it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
Remember back
On the,
like 20 years ago, you guys? So long.
On the democratic side there was. Not the more. I don't think on the fascist side there was, but on the democratic side there was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was his fiance's name? Mia?
Oh,
I mean,
God.
yeah.
Oh, God. I
Mina.
remember it because I was like, I don't like you.
Eva.
Eva.
Ava, that's
yeah.
right. Okay. So I also
She's
love
bitch.
the progression of Ava's character because she starts off so spoiled.
Mm-hmm.
And like I love that we got a story where you got to see her that didn't really connect to the main story all that much. Like it was a catalyst for things, but you got to see how low she's become, Like she just married 3 dudes and divorced them and took all their money, but she's still so depressed and like an alcoholic. I'm just like, shit, a lot has happened to you too. Like you're just, because like I like that we've seen how her selfishness really turned on her, but she hasn't changed that much from being spoiled. Like just wanting to be wanting to be right in the end, or wanting to come out on top, like regardless of what she does to other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I can't feel sorry for her because it feels like that she's done all this to herself.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
so it's kind of like she's a bitch. She controls people and she wants to get her own way. And when she doesn't, she just drinks away her problems.
Mm-hmm.
And when she used that guy, I felt so sorry for that guy.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, that hurts. Every guy knows that feeling at least somewhat. And I think, like, I felt sorry for her when she walked up to the house and there was the mother and the father back together, and I was like, oh, that's really sweet, but poor her. And I was like, no, she doesn't deserve that.
I did love, though, that in the end, her logic was she goes to that investigator again and is like, he's the only man that I'll ever love. He's the only man for me, so I need to crush him so I can get over this. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what is wrong with you? I just love it.
What? It was a very interesting progression of thought.
Yeah.
Train of thought. I was
Yeah.
like, how did you come to that?
Yeah.
I did like how, because the chapter of her came right after the chapter about the investigator, right? Did they come right after? They were very close to one another.
They were close. I think the investigator came first.
Yeah, the investigator
with
came
his
first.
family.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was very interesting because we see how they did it was we see what's going on with him, and then it ends with him in that room, and then we see her at the end of hers meeting him in that room. So it's just, I really liked how those two I wouldn't say paralleled, but how they wound together. They met in the middle of the road.
Like, they both just reached this point of, like, we have nothing left to lose. Mm-hmm. Like, we're going to focus everything on this one guy.
It's the same kind of obsession that Tenma might be falling into. That's happening to Tenma. Because they are obsessing and, like, just doing their best to find him, Tenma, while Tenma's trying to find Johan, like, every single clue.
Yeah.
Just this big mess of clues. It's just all coming together.
So many clues.
Let's talk about Investigator Dude.
Tick, 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 tick.
Thoughts?
This guy?
I loved that.
Yeah.
I freaking loved that. I thought it was. I don't think I've seen a character that's done that before.
Mm-mm.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, I was wondering if, because they showed him in his story, like, coming home and immediately going on the computer and just typing, and I kept wondering if he typed up, like, everything that happened that day when he got home. But I feel like since he's able to access other days, like other years even, he must not need to, right?
He just has that brilliant of a memory.
Yeah.
I envy him.
I thought it was so interesting, though, like you were saying, Aaron, when he came home and they were like, we're leaving you, and he's like, I'll find out the details later, I'm busy. I was like,
yeah! It's like him and Ava are, like, so made for each other. Like, they both don't care about anybody else except Tenma. Like, they both have, like, their eyes and stuff set on Tenma. Like, it always comes back to him in the end.
He's got this huge grudge against Tenma, and he's losing everything because of it as well, which I find very interesting. It's like everyone who wants something after him, after Tenma, is losing their lives and their selves.
Which maybe, no.
huh.
I was gonna say maybe that was part of Johan's plan.
Yeah.
He's all about making people lose everything inside of
But
him.
up to this point, he has done everything in his power to help Tenma.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of how much Tenma's like, I need to kill this kid. Like,
Yeah.
Johan always treats him as though he's, like, his dad, basically, which they've made that parallel many times.
Yeah.
Uh,
Johan. Talk about Johan. Guys.
This is so creepy. And then they first show his face, and he's just like, ooh, your face.
It's like,
what's happened to your face?
You're so pretty.
I like,
So
and that's the funny
pretty.
thing, is that they show him and you're like, oh, I guess he's supposed to be like a really beautiful man.
Yeah.
But then every time he talks to somebody, they're like, oh, I don't really remember what he looked like.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he was very forgettable. I don't remember what his face even looked like. And I'm like, really? Because the way that he was drawn, it made it seem as though he's just like this dazzling person. Like,
Yeah.
so pretty.
So pretty. Though when he was drawn as a little boy sitting on that chair, I don't want
That was
nightmares. Nightmares right there.
I do wonder what the darkness is that's inside of him.
Mm-hmm.
I do wonder about that. Because I don't know if that's a supernatural thing or not. And I'm kind of wondering if it is.
Yeah.
And plus, on top of that, they did make the allusion to Hitler as well, saying the second coming of Hitler.
Second Hitler, yeah.
So I'm just like, is he like a reincarnation of Hitler?
I hope not.
Me too.
And I'm just...
I don't. No,
He
I
doesn't-
know.
I mean, they've said, like, they've made it pretty clear that he doesn't have the same ambitions as Hitler, right? And that's why, like, that whole thing at the end fell apart. It's because they were like, oh, you are going to be our savior and, like, bring us back to the way this country should be, you know? And then he's like, no.
Like, that's not really what I want.
I really don't care. Yeah, I do think that the dual personality thing, if that's what it is, the dual personality thing makes two things make more sense. One, that he told his sister to shoot him. And two, that when he woke up, he was crying. Because, like, that's the most emotion we have literally ever seen out of him. And if that was his, like, the not evil personality, then that would make sense.
Yeah, I really like the idea of exploring it being a split personality. I'm really intrigued by that whole thing. So that's why I hope it is. I hope it doesn't go supernatural, because one of the things that's really interesting is just how there isn't all of this supernatural or demons or anything magic involved. I just love that it's just the humans and the humans' conditions and human brains and all of that, just figuring stuff out and playing it out. And human emotions. Like, there's been quite a few where, like, their emotions have tripped them up or made something worse or made it better. Like, the whole thing at the beginning, like, it was based on the Turkish lady was screaming and crying and had all of this very, like, moving emotion. And then that moved him to stop and think and instead go and save this child's life, who all we know, like, the one personality knew that he was evil and wanted to die so he could save people. So that's very interesting too. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. I don't know. What about Anna / Nina?
I like her. Wait, what?
You guys said this. You said the same thing at the same time.
Jinx.
Oh, nice. You owe her a soda now, Dazza.
Send me that soda.
what?
A soda? Soda pop?
Okay.
A pop?
A drink, a Beverly.
Pop. 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 Pop.
You owe Aaron
I can send you a soft drink.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that is.
Okay. I just know about, like, you owe me a Coke. That's the only thing. So I'm like, soda pop? Is that...
Soda, Coke. I don't like Coke.
Uh-oh.
Send me a spurt.
uh,
Do you have any
I
sort
can
of
send you a...
Do you have any sort of lemon lime carbonated beverage?
I can send you a Solo. Do you know what Solo is?
No.
Nope.
Is it delicious?
It's like you can get like a lemon version, like a lemonade version, or a lemon lime version, and it's green and it's very yummy.
Oh.
Lemon lime. Send me a
Yeah.
solo. Solo me.
Solo me.
Um.
Solo mio.
Solo me. Oh my god. Oh no. Never mind. It's so far off topic.
Go for it, Aaron. You know you want to.
There was a comic strip somebody posted on Tumblr of an AU universe of Attack on Titan where Aaron is just super aggressive with puns, and there's the one scene of when Mikasa and Aaron first meet, and Mikasa goes, what should I do now? And Aaron goes, Mi casa es mi casa's.
What?
I thought it was amazing, and I laughed for like 15 minutes. And there's 2 more, and you should go to HappiLeeErin.tumblr.com, and you can find this comic strip.
I'm on it.
There is a spoiler on the very last one, so if you have not read or watched it, just be aware. Oh, Daz is dead. I killed Daz.
Yes, it's over.
Mikasa.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Es Mikasa's. Anyway, I don't know why. Right?
I'm not even looking at that. I just saw Nano da Yolo.
Oh my god, I laughed so hard. Guys, if you watch Kuroko no Basuke, one of the characters is known for saying Nandayo, and somebody changed it into Nandayolo. And it's amazing.
We're vlogging it right now. Okay, Anna / Nina, how do you guys feel?
Hi.
Welcome back! Was that pun super effective? I adore Nina. I thought that she could have been very boring and very stereotypical, but she was very endearing, and she always had this like adorable, just genuineness to her, no matter what she was doing, even when she was like holding a gun up and pointing it. Like, she still had that genuine look to her that's like, you can't believe, it's just so hard to grasp that she shot her brother in the head once.
Yeah, as a child.
Yeah.
As a child. Yeah.
That's not the most easy thing to get over. I'll admit.
Yeah.
You know, not really.
And, that's why she had trauma amnesia.
Yeah, just a
A
little
lot
bit.
of her life. But, yeah, when, in considering everything, she really should be considered like a Mary Sue. Like, she has yet to have a flaw, really.
Yeah, that's
She's
true.
learned how to cook. She's really adorable. She's really sweet. She knows how to fight, all this stuff. But at the same time, I still really love her. And normally I hate characters like that, where it just seems like they're flawless.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's because we have that past element of her that we kind of experienced with her, that you almost have this feeling of, God, you've overcome so much.
Yeah.
Good job.
Go, Nina.
Yeah.
I think she has kind of a flaw though. The whole fainting when she thinks about her brother
Oh.
at all, and amnesia.
Hey, there's
and-
nothing wrong with fainting all the time.
That's not like a personality flaw though, right?
No,
That's
she doesn't really
not-
have
that's
a
not like a-
personality flaw. No, that's true.
Yeah. She has yet to
Um,
lose her temper about something, or be obnoxious to another character, or any of these things.
Yeah.
She's just this great person who's good at everything, and I'm just
She did make baby cry. Baby pee his pants.
that was awesome. He's like, what a terrifying woman.
Yeah, he's like,
"Yay."
first, I need some new boxer briefs. He's like, just shows the urine just dripping out of his crotch. What a great moment.
Yeah. I love how you smile where it's like urine dripping out of the crotch. You said that so sweetly.
And the words that you chose to describe that to anybody who did not read it, they're like, what?
I bet they want to read it now. Monster. Go and read it.
Monster.
It has
Monster.
urine.
It has urine.
It's
Yeah, guys.
monstrous.
Oh, God. Mikasa is Mikasa.
Yes, Mikasa.
I'm just waiting for the inevitable doujinshi where it's like a group orgy thing, and Aaron's like Mikasa. Us.
What? What?
Oh, I get it.
I don't get it. Tell me again.
Mikasa, your casa. And he gives her away to people. No.
So everybody bangs Mikasa.
Oh
'cause
my
Mikasa,
God.
your casa.
I thought You're
The
talking
orgy.
about me.
Oh no! No!
Oh no.
I was so confused. I thought it was like a MangaPod doujinshi. What's going on? Okay.
Oh god.
Yep.
Just...
I don't know what we were talking about.
We were talking about Anna
I
Nina.
don't know.
Anna Nina.
The prostitute in the floor, was the prostitute in the sink below her, or like was the prostitute in the sink?
She was in the sink. No, she was
she below
above.
or above?
She was one floor above her.
Okay.
So she was talking to her through the plumbing.
I don't know if I liked the fact that the prostitute died, because it just seemed really sudden, I guess, because of, like, everybody in the house was dead, but in between the time Nina, like, ran to, like, get the prostitute, everybody else died, because that one guy's men killed the prostitute. And so it's like, how fast did all of this happen?
Right.
Like, just the timing felt really, a little bit inconceivable to me. It just felt really strange.
Inconceivable.
Inconceivable. Like, I mean, I don't care that the prostitute died. I just thought the timing of it was very, hey,
I
let's
thought
get
you'd be
Nina
happy the
really
prostitute
mad,
died.
kind of thing.
Yeah, I understand.
Wake up, Daza!
Dazzle, wake up.
So I don't know. That was something that bugged me, was the death of that prostitute, because it felt like they just did it so then they would have this whole baby drama, and 'cause the baby mama got dead.
I mean, it was also like a catalyst for her to get out of the room.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
she
true.
stopped
I
caring
mean-
about herself and just wanted to, like, make sure that her new friend was okay, but in the process wound up realizing that everyone was dead.
Yeah.
It's like,
See,
oh.
I guess I
Well-
can see that, yeah.
see, I prostitute was already gonna die. It was kind of obvious. I had this like real sinking feeling as soon as
Oh, that the prostitute was
Nina
gonna
walked
die?
into the room. Yeah, because it's just one of those things, just like, oh, through the plumbing, she's dead. It just seemed like it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I thought, like, it was super heavily foreshadowed that prostitute was gonna die. Like,
Yeah.
what was her name? I feel
If
bad
she'd
just
not-
calling her the prostitute. Does she have a name?
Alright, she was Turkish. I know that much.
She was Turkish. It was like,
You said her name.
AYE something?
Aya?
She was.
Yeah, it's AYI, right? Because, like, there was a chapter named after her. I don't
Isa.
remember. Isa.
I
Okay.
forgot.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's pronounced, but AYSA. Isa.
Yeah. But it was heavily foreshadowed. Like, the instant the other prostitute showed up and told Tenma to save her friend because their friend had a baby, I was like, oh, that Isa's gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, it just felt from the beginning. But I liked that Dieter just kept getting into trouble. Stupid Dieter. Just kept, like, I liked that he kept the thief, he kept calling the thief out on his shit all the time. But there were times where I was like, Dieter, just stay put. Just stay put, Dieter.
I don't understand why Tenma left Dieter with him.
Right? They did not have a good relationship.
Yeah.
Before that. Like, the guy
There were so
gave
many
him
other
all
places where he could have left him. That was okay. But
Right? I don't understand why. There was a few things that I kind of was not like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Like, there was a lot where I was like, oh, yeah, that's really interesting. I didn't expect that. But there was a lot of things, like when Dieter got beaten up by... I didn't expect Dieter to be being abused when we first met him. But when Dieter was in the hospital and Tenma was like, don't let anybody else take him except for me.
Oh, you
And I
knew
was like-
that they were gonna let him go with his... Yeah.
Also, Tenma needs to stop buying people presents. Nothing good ever comes from it.
I know.
I guess Dieter ended up okay, but...
he keeps on buying presents. He like goes out buy and why he's buying the present.
Because he's really sweet.
I know, but they buy presents and they won't get hurt.
I know. It's like, I feel like any time in the future, there's going to be that one time where he buys the present and nothing bad is going to happen.
Nothing happens, yeah.
And I'll be like, biggest plot twist ever.
I was going to say, that's a good moral for Christmas. Don't buy other people presents because they will die.
They will die.
They will literally die.
Can you put that into... Can somebody create a MangaPod Christmas card? Don't buy other people presents, they will die. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Yes.
Watch MangaPod a few days afterwards.
What was it? Getting crunk with that manga, manhwa, lols. I believe is what's happening on January 30th.
Oh, sorry.
That is exactly what we called it, yeah. Nailed it.
Yes, perfect. Awesome. I'm trying to think of other characters that we haven't quite talked about yet. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's been
Can I just say I was really happy that the director died? He was a dick. I didn't like him.
Who died? You cut out.
The hospital director.
Oh, from
Oh,
the very
yeah.
beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, I don't like... I mean, I understand where he's coming from, and it's more of a very, very, very bad way to look at things. Pessimistic view of life, that's what it is. But still, it was just like, that's not what I want out of my happy-go-lucky manga.
Which this totally is, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, I wouldn't, I'm going to disagree with you on that one. I want to call this a happy-go-lucky.
Really? All the bad people...
All the good people die, too.
There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of death, I guess, like, Dieter and Tenma's relationship is really dorbs.
It is pretty.
Yeah.
And
And then Anna's awesome.
Anna's great. I like that her and Dieter were hanging out for a little bit.
Yeah.
That's cute. They're dorbs.
They should hook up.
They
They're
should.
cute.
Nina Dieter.
I'm gonna pull a Anakin Skywalker.
Yes.
Just be like, I don't care what the age gap is, baby, I want you.
No, he'll just get older and she'll stay the same age.
Okay, that
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
That works better.
Uh,
Can I, about Ava, going back to her really quick, this is kind of leading into the art. Let's talk about the art, really, let's talk about the art. But I absolutely love that at the end of any chapter or any scene that Ava was in, it always ended with her super stank, angry face.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Great.
Every single one. And as
And
the series went on, her forehead lines slowly got deeper and, the shadowing got deeper, but every single time, it was, the same angry face of just...
Yeah, it was like her mouth is just like...
Yeah.
And her eyebrows were drawn so high. You're just like... I was like, oh no.
No.
But you get a sick pleasure out of it too. You're like, oh yes, be more pissed, Ava.
Get
you're the
angrier.
worst.
She made me so mad when she just was, left Tenma because of her father.
Yeah.
Listen, you can't do that.
I mean, it wasn't because of her father. It was because
Or-
Tenma wasn't influential anymore.
Yeah, because her father knocked him down. He was just, he was dust in the wind,
Like a cat.
Dust in
get
the
knocked
wind.
down and get back up again. You're never gonna let me down. I get knocked down. Get back up.
Yeah.
You got.
Never gonna let me down. I know we said we were gonna talk about the art, but something popped into my head that made me be like, oh, hey, I did want to talk about this. There were times where I felt like the pacing of it was kind of quick. From scene to scene, panel to panel, I thought they were not wasting any time on anything. They were just boop, 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 boop.
There were other times where it was really fast.
It's going live, guys. I think it might be live.
Live. Are we live?
Maybe. It still says we're off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone says yes. Someone says yes. No one else has said yes yet.
Maybe the one person is just watching the past broadcast and really confused. Hey,
says
you
off
know,
live.
Yay! It's
Ian just texted me and said that Twitch in its entirety just died for a second. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, it doesn't say that we're live yet for
No, it
me,
still
but
says offline.
I'll ask chat. Are we live?
I feel like Yoku is just drunk. And
Yeah,
just
it's your
cracking.
Yoku's fault.
God damn it.
Apparently, we're not live.
Wait, we're live on mine. We're live!
Oh, there
Yes.
we are. Yep,
There we are. Oh,
That's
golly. Golly gee. Okay, guys, we really want to keep talking more, but because Twitch is just being super inconsistent and crazy, we're going to try and wrap this up. We're going to talk about art, and then we're going to talk about final thoughts and ratings, and then we're going to do our little tease about what we're reading next week, if that's okay.
Okay.
You guys- yeah.
Okay, art. I quite enjoyed the art. I like its grittiness. It's very gritty, and it has a lot of like backgrounds of very nice German-looking architecture. It feels very different from your normal Japanese kind of places, and it feels very sort of European, which is great. It feels like a Japanese person in a European city, so that's perfect. And I like its grittiness. I like the eyes, especially when they're kind of like mystified. The only thing that I want to say, and I said this before, is that the noses are too big. I think for Germans, the noses are too big. I know Germans, and their noses aren't that big. And all the males at least, noses is freaking huge, except for Johan. I thought him Gohan for a sec.
Hey,
I said it was
Gohan!
Yeah, I love the art in this, and I love that all of the characters are very distinct from each other. I do think that giving them the different noses and the different cheeks specifically makes them look more European than Tenma. Like Tenma stands out so much compared to everybody else, and I do appreciate that, and I love I don't know, I love the way that all of the panels are put together, and I think that it's really beautiful. Yeah, very clean.
Yes, clean is really good, especially for... It was done in like 1993, 1994, something like that. I think is when it first came out.
94 to 2001.
Yeah. So especially for then, like it's very, very clean, and like you guys were saying, I really enjoy how Tenma stands out among everyone else, because there's always anime where like, oh, that's an American, and I'm like, they look exactly the same. Like there's no distinct, except for maybe blonde hair, but whatever. So I really like how there is, like, the mangaka put effort into making Tenma look different, and he took the time of, like, feels like he actually researched Germany and the countrysides and just made it look, like you guys were saying, of, like, a manga taking place in a different country, and that specific country, like, looks like that country you always see in pictures. And so I really...
It's not like that time, I think it was in World Trigger, we were reading it, and the girl was just like, I'm in Melbourne, and I'm just like, I've been to Melbourne. That doesn't look like Melbourne to me.
Wait, which one?
Oh no, it was Siren. It was Siren that did that.
Oh, Siren.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I'm in Melbourne. I'm just like, no, you're not.
No, you're really not.
No.
But yeah, I really liked all of the character designs. I thought they were all really good, and the art overall, I never got confused in any panels. I was never like, what's that limb doing? I don't understand what's going on. I thought it was all very clean, and it all like it flowed very well from page to page and panel to panel. I thought everything was very well done, especially like the brain surgery. Like, it looked like everything looks like the mangaka knows exactly what he's doing. Like, looks like he knows exactly what he's talking about, exactly what he's drawing. So, art, I thought was really great. So does anyone have any, let's go on to ratings, final thoughts. Does anyone have any final thoughts that they want to get in before we jump to ratings?
Nope.
Nope? Awesome.
No.
Ratings?
I can go first. I love this manga, as I have said multiple times. I think that it's very gripping. I think it's very interesting, and it feels very real, despite the fact that, like, you're not sure whether or not it's supposed to be supernatural or not at this point, right? You're just like, what is happening? So, I don't know. I really like the setting. I really like the characters, everything, and I think that I would probably give it an 8.5 with the possibility of getting higher. So.
Awesome.
That's me.
I really liked it. I don't really like... Well, I like thrillers, and I like psychological, so I really liked it. I was going to say I didn't like it too much, but I did actually really like it. I like the surgery parts of it. They were really good. Like, they were very detailed, and they seemed spot on. I'm not sure if they were. I don't have a medical degree.
Yeah. What?
But
You've been
My
lying
PhD
this whole
That's why
time.
I'm doctor. Yeah, my PhD.
My
No,
PhD.
my PhD's in anime. I don't know about
PhD.
medical stuff. So, I'm not entirely sure if that's good, but I liked the psychological aspects. I liked everything else, and I would give it an 8. With, as Dodger said, very, very, very good way to go up at some stage, and my enjoyment's going to be about a 9 because I really enjoyed reading it. So,
Holla. I'm going to give it an 8 as well. I really, really enjoyed the fact that it met my expectations, and I am fully expecting it to go past my expectations and get higher. So like you guys, I'm expecting the score to raise a little bit and potentially get really higher. But I love just the main character. Tenma is very intriguing, and I think he's very well done, and I'm interested to see how his story plays out and the connection to Johan. There's just so many different connections with different people happening right now and like different storylines. I'm interested to... Are you okay? Are you okay?
yes.
Yeah? Yeah? Okay. I'm interested to see how they all come together at the finale, which I know is like a lot of chapters away from now. But I'm really interested. And like that's another thing that I'm incredibly excited to see how it keeps going, to see how stuff keeps playing out. And where we left off with Johan having 2 personalities is a great cliffhanger to hang out, but I'm really interested and intrigued to find out more about that and just to dive more into the psychological aspects of it and the mystery thriller of it. Yeah. So
it does worry me that it may just carry on exactly the same as it has been and stretch out a bit thin though, because it is like 160 something chapters, so that does worry me a little bit, so I'll put that in there.
Yeah, that's true. Like we've read quite a few tension filled exciting like thriller manga recently. And that's always the fear with it, that it's gonna go chugging along too hard or that like it's just gonna teeter off. But yeah, I give it an 8 with potential to get higher because I thought it was fantastic and very well written.
Yeah.
So
we need to read something floofy.
I feel like we need to read floof.
Yeah.
Do we have anything on the schedule of floof? Not for next year.
The schedule. I don't think we've got any floof for any.
No.
Yeah.
We have. Oh God. We have Beelzebub at like just like 3 weeks from now.
I love Beelzebub.
I love Beelzebub.
So much.
Beelzebub. So
we've got Genshiken as well. We've got Genshiken.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Okay. So. We got some fluff, and then we have next year. We'll get some fluff in there. But yeah, we've read quite a few intense manga recently. They've all been great, but they've been intense. Yeah, so there you go. We all recommend this manga, and we think that you should definitely go and check it out. And we'll probably continue reading more of it. I'm assuming next year we're gonna try and fit it in the schedule to read more of it next year. For sure. Daza, do you want to give us the spoiler-free description of next week's manga? And the people in the comments and by comments I mean chat, but if you're watching this on youtube.com/HappiLeeErin, feel free to comment in the comment section down below what you think the manga is going to be.
Yeah.
Daza?
Sorry, I had to burp.
Okay.
The manga based on the series, written and illustrated by series character designer Yoshiyuki Sadamoto, has been serialized in Shonen Ace since 1995. The serialized involved why is the synopsis so stupid? The manga exists as a separate entity from the anime and features a number of distinct differences. Drawing from the original story's outline, the completed anime, as well as its own artistic... This isn't a synopsis, this is an explanation.
Is this like It's like a biography of the mangaka?
God damn it, Mal. God
Come
damn
on,
it.
Mal. Hey, can anybody guess it? Anyone in the chat? Are you guessing?
Alright. I will give you a summary of it. There are giant mechs fighting against each other, and certain creatures come down from space, and they have to fight them.
What could it be?
And there's a,
oh no, guys!
There's a kid who won't go into the mech.
There's a kid
despite his dad's wishes.
What? What could it be? It's not Yu-Gi-Oh! It's Kirby. Kirby, it's not Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh my god, there was something else on... Never mind. I'm just going to keep talking about Tumblr blogs that I've liked but haven't reblogged yet because I reblogged too much stuff. Yes, we are reading Evangelion next week. We are continuing our reading of that. We are reading chapters 33, 34 through 66.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. I was like, that's what we talked about before.
Yes, perfect.
Yes, so we are continuing that discussion next week. Let's shout out our stuff really quick. We'll also shout out our lovely Vodkarama, who's disappeared from the chat. I don't know where he went. He said he was getting drunk, so I'm assuming he passed out.
Curry passed out. Yeah, he passed out somewhere.
Yeah. I am Erin of the YouTube channel HappiLeeErin, youtube.com/HappiLeeErin. I do anime reviews and anime first impressions. I sometimes I do weekly episode reviews of Kuroko no Basket if I feel that there's enough information to discuss about it. I recently did a review of Free, so you should go check that out. I had some lovely thumbnails I posted on Tumblr or on Twitter that everybody really liked, especially people that were working at the time. And also I do mental health awareness stuff, and all of the previous MangaPods are hosted on my YouTube channel in a playlist called MangaPod. Yeah! You can find me elsewhere at Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, my anime list, Crunchyroll, Hummingbird, all of that is HappiLeeErin as well. So if you want to get more weirdness, just come on over to me on those places.
I am Dodger. I have 2 channels, youtube.com/PressStartToContinue, where I do gameplay and a weekly news show. And then also youtube.com/DexterityBonus, where I drink a lot of coffee and I talk about my day. And it's pretty dope. Whoa, wow. And I'm also on a lot of Polaris stuff. So
yeah, and I edit a lot of Polaris stuff, so it's teamwork.
Erin edits my face all day long, and I feel so bad for her. I don't know how we're still friends. But yeah, and on all of the social media stuff on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, all of that, I am DexBonus, DEXBONUS, and I like to all caps on Twitter, so follow me.
Yeah.
Woo! Hi, I'm the Dr. Dazim, Flying for Nippon. You can find me at www.youtube.com/FlyingForNippon, where I do first impressions of animes. I do a show called What We've Watched, talking about what I've watched this week in anime, and I let you guys join in as well. And it's absolutely fantastic. We have so much fun. You can do video responses, and you can join in, and I can watch you and edit your face.
Yeah.
It's quite fun.
Yeah. I also have a second channel, which is the Dazza. I put unboxings there, and I do random crap. Lots of random crap.
Yeah.
And then I have Twitter, which is just Dr. Dazza. I have a Tumblr, which is drdazza@tumblr.com. I have a Hummingbird, which is hummingbird.me/users/drdazza/feed. And boom, that's about it.
Awesome.
We did it.
Yeah.
We did it, team. What about Yoku stuff?
Yeah. Who wants to do a Yoku impression?
I'll do Yoku's. Hey guys, Yokurama here. You can find me at Yokurama Game Talk, where we don't talk about games. And you can find me on Yokurama Talks, where I do anime reviews of every anime. And then also, yokurama.tumblr.com. I don't even know what I'm doing here.
Your accent changed like 5 different times.
For those of you who have never seen Yoku before, he's Ukrainian, so don't be confused.
He's Russian. He's Russian, right?
He's Ukrainian, right?
Oh, it's Ukrainian.
Yeah,
okay.
but
Yeah, so there you go. It was a very accurate.
You can also. Why am I sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I don't know. Because that's what Yoku always sounds like. Yoku always does his accents as Yarnold, whatever. Go on.
That's right. Yes.
We also have a subreddit called reddit.com/r/MangaPod, where we have like a favorite MangaPod moments.
Yeah, that's a thread going right now.
As well as we have another comment section which you can use instead of Google+, so that's a thing.
That's
also true.
If we are going to be scheduling out next year's schedule for January through June.
Yeah,
January. So if you guys have any last minute recommendations, go over. There is a thread there for recommendations. It's over on the right hand sidebar, so you can get quick access to it. If you want any last minute recommendations, go ahead and throw them on there. We aren't guaranteeing that they'll be on the list next year, but we are definitely trying to get as many of your guys' recommendations on that list as possible. Also, make sure, like we stated at the beginning of the podcast, if you want to check us out on iTunes, all of the previous episodes are up on there for your listening pleasure, so that if you're pooping or something, you can go ahead and listen to us talk to you. It's perfect.
How long do
Sounds
people
great.
poo over in America?
Hopefully
A while.
not for 90 minutes. That'd be terrible. That'd be horrible.
Listen to us while you poop. MangaPod.
Yeah! We need that on a t-shirt. All of our t-shirt ideas. Yes,
Doc, what are you
we
doing?
will be here next week, same time, same place, reading Evangelion, chapters 34 through 66, here on twitch.tv/HappiLeeErin. Our lovely Vodkarama Yokurama shall be joining us back again next week. So we maybe. Hopefully he can get Skype to work. We miss him. So if you guys are the first time you joined us tonight, thank you so much for joining us. If you've been here before, thank you so much for joining us again as well. We really like you guys. We love you like lots and stuff. And we will see you next week here, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yeah! Hopefully Twitch won't be a butt next week. So, bye!
Bye.